bring you the most hard-hitting stories and unveil the real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Maryann Okon, and this is Hard Facts, where we separate truth from fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. This will be your most authentic news experience starting now on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Are you tired of all the noise and speculation in the news? On Hard Fact, we cut through the clutter and get straight to the truth.
If only Fubra has been aware of the boo-boo trap, he would have understood in democracy there are bases for everybody to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts at the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting in return?
With in-depth analysis and experts' interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Well, let's talk indeed. 6 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour. Welcome officially to Hard Facts. This Lagos, Nigeria will be your most authentic news experience. And we never, ever not deliver, because it's our job to make sure that you have the best of information, education, entertainment. And when you leave us for a little while, you know that you are a well-rounded person and you can have any conversation at any time and anywhere because you're very informed. Courtesy of the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Maryann Okon, thanking you for joining us on Hard Facts. As usual, we start off the show with the big three, and we bring you up to speed with all the stories that are making headlines, but then we just, bring three off the top of those stories, because these are the stories that are trending on social media, stories that are trending on the pages of our newspapers, and they also debut on our news bulletins right across our stations. Yes. So are you ready? Let's get to it, Lagos. It's time for the big three.
This is the Big Three.
The Big Three
on Hard Facts
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, let's start with our top story, palliative. Yes, of course. Palliative is necessary because Nigerian people are hungry. Oh, yes, it is a headline. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's a headline. Well, this one's coming from Daily Trust newspaper, where the National State Governor, Abdullahi Sule, has said that while he doesn't believe in distributing food items and cash as palliative, he says the current situation demands such measures because people are hungry. Now, in an interview with Channels Television, Governor Sule emphasized the importance of addressing the immediate hunger while focusing on a sustainable solution, for self-reliance. He mentioned providing skill training, working capital to graduates and farmers to start businesses. He also noted his plans to collaborate with institutions like Bank of Industry to offer opportunities to youths. Governor Sule reiterated his belief in teaching people how to fish rather than giving them fish, emphasizing the need for self-reliance. So yes, in the meantime, in the interim, he's saying, let's have some palliatives. Yes, let's keep distributing it. But that's a lot of money that we're spending on just dashing people food. While we're doing that, what are we doing for sustainable Nigerian economy? Are we putting the round pegs in round holes and the square ones in the square holes? Are we making sure that our people are better for it, or are we going to continue that, cap in hand syndrome that's been the order of the day for a long time? I always like to make reference to something that Joyce says, on one of our sweepers, that, people are not asking for governments to give them handouts. They're seeking for something that seems like a fair standard of living. And can we say that what we have right now is a fair way to live, a fair standard of living? Is it anything that we can, let me use something that we used to say back in secondary school, is it anything to write home about? I don't know how they got that particular line, but it sits. Anyway, and that's our first story for today. But how long are we going to continue on this path of palliative, this handout syndrome? How long? It's one thing to say to us, oh, I believe in teaching people how to fish as opposed to giving them fish. But sir, what are you doing? If we turned around and looked at all the states across the Federation, would you be counted among the first 5 that's empowering people by creating the enabling environment and doing things that points in the direction that people will be able to fish in the next 5 to 6 years down the line? Moving away from that, let's go to the Punch newspaper. Electricity manufacturers, Labour, tackle federal government over 240% tariff hike. They insist on subsidy. But then, I want to sound like Mr. President. Subsidy is gone, man. It's gone. It's gone. Even in electricity, it's gone. And this story, yes, of course, broke yesterday or the day before. And we talked about it. All of our conversations yesterday literally was around this, but then, of course, it's picked up steam. Labour has gotten involved. Manufacturers Association of Nigeria are saying, you're already stifling us, and businesses are shutting down. Productions are shutting down. We're literally having to, according to my guests, some of them have to work from home and a few have to, so again, people are going to be losing their jobs. Already, we're not even able to meet the demands in terms of production. And here we are again, squeezing water out of a rock. And this rock at this time is, of course, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. And then labor unions are saying, hey, God, it means we're not going to have work. The problem, not before year. But anyway, the big question, obviously, is there a possibility that the government might have a step back on this electricity tariff hike? Might there be a rethink, or is this cast in stone? And finally, let's talk about Delta State. Here's an update. Nigerian military accuses Delta monarchs of complicity in murder of 17 soldiers. The Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, has said monarchs in Okoma and the neighboring communities of Delta State must have played a role in the murder of 17 soldiers in the state. Suspected residents of Okoma community on 14th March, as we all know, allegedly ambushed and murdered the commanding officer of 181 Amphibious Battalion, 2 majors and 1 captain, and 13 soldiers. The troops were attacked while responding, according to them, to a distress call arising from a clash between Okoma and Okoloba communities in southern Nigerian state, which is, of course, Delta State. This is what the military said to us. And in response, we saw that they declared, I think, about 8 suspects wanted for the murder of the military personnel. And now they're telling us that monarchs, not just one, because there was a traditional ruler who, presented himself. In fact, he said to the press that he was shocked to see himself as, one of the people that were declared wanted. So he surrendered himself. I think he's a traditional ruler in Ugeli. Clement Ikolo. Yes, if I'm not mistaken. As we speak, he's still in, the army's custody. And that's also something that's being a subject of debate. We know that lawyers have said the army doesn't have a right, if they say that this is not categorized as an act of terrorism. And so it should be a criminal act, which should be handled by, civil law. Obviously, the police is supposed to be in charge of this prosecution and blah, 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 blah. But here we are. Too many stories, and we're yet to get any iota of truth from Delta State. So I'm just going to ask this question, and then I'll let you guys just talk. For how long are we going to keep staying in the dark when it comes to what's happened in Delta State? Because more and more things are happening. There's rippling effects around the Niger Delta region. So will we ever be able to get a clear picture of what happened in Delta State that led to the death of those 17 soldiers? Are we ever going to, from the way things are going? Or is it just going to be just another of those issues that'll be swept under the carpet and maybe the wrong guys picked up for a crime they did not commit? Phone lines are open. Lagos, let's get into the conversation. 0700. Oh, no, that number is not working till now. 0201-465-7190. That's 0201-465-7190. It's Hard Facts. I'd like to hear from you on the big three. 0201-465-7190. And you can join the conversation via Skype if you're listening to us from outside of the country or via our mobile application. We're Nigeria Info FM on Skype. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. Post your comments on the live stream. I always like to read from you. Join the conversation on Twitter, which is X now. Use the hashtag HardFacts or send me a WhatsApp message on our WhatsApp page. Hello.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you have Emmanuel on the line. I'm calling from Ekpe.
Go ahead.
Yeah, for the palliative of the Nasarawa State Governor, they've all brought us here. And it seems they don't even want us to grow. They want us to be begging every day, because they know that is not the solution. You need to fix the road infrastructure, electricity, security. If the farmers are able to go to farm, and the economy is good, nobody will want to come and take palliative, but they put us in a state of which when there is palliative to share, thousands and thousands of people go, and then there is chaos, stampede, and then people even die. So they should fix it. And then for the issue of electricity, the government needs to be very careful. The economy is biting harder. At this point, we won't want to go to market, and then there is price increment on everything again. So the government should take into cognizance that they need to do something about it. And then for the issue of Delta State, I've supported the army, but the rage the army went into it might make us not get a result, or might make it not be fast enough for us to get results we are supposed to get. Because a lot of these people will go out, and we are a country, that accurate data is not kept, our security infrastructure is neither here nor there. Some of the people who committed this crime have left this country. So it is dicey, but that the traditional rulers in Delta State are aiding and abetting these people. I want to ask the way you people act, that does the Chief of Defense Staff have his facts and a proof to this? Because I don't quite agree with him. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Usifo is calling us from Abaraje. Hello, Usifo. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, Sister Maryann. My name once more is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abaraje in Ikoton.
Okay.
I want to speak on the increase on the electricity tariff.
Okay, go ahead.
To me, the increase is too much for my own liking. Just about 200%, over 200% increase. That is too much. He's trying to punish the innocent, who are paying electricity against the guilty ones. In my own opinion, the whole of the electricity industry, that is the gamut of the whole of the industry, should be reorganized. They should invoke the present licenses given to the GISCOs, the GENCOs, and of course the transmission companies. In fact, they should reorganize the whole electricity company and then make sure that the debts being owed by by people, by the debtors, should be be paid. Okay. Because of this debt, they are trying to increase this electricity tariff. And how are we sure that there are people who get at least 20 hours of supply per day? I'm not too sure.
The truth is there are people who do get it. For example, someone called in on the show or sent a message twice saying he gets at least 18 hours power supply. So there are people who do get it, and even though the percentage might be very little, but then of course there are those people.
Let us agree that the percentage, there are people who get it, but the percentage is very, very low. You understand? So they cannot punish those people who are, paying for electricity now because they want to increase the tariff. Even if they want to increase it, they should make it just about maybe 80 to 100%. Because we know, as they have said, that Nigeria is one of the least countries where we have, one of the countries where we have the least tariff, electricity tariff. But they should not just increase it to that level because the unemployment in industry, in companies, just as the Nigerian Labour Congress is trying to do now. If they do it, there'll be unemployment. Many companies or many industries will lay their staff off. So they should reorganize.
All right.
That's my own opinion.
Thank you, Sifa. Emeka is calling us from Satellite Town. Emeka, please call me back if you can. 0200 020-1465-7190. That's 020-1465-7190. Join the conversation. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Just go search for us. Post your comments while you watch and listen to us live. We're also on Facebook Live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. You can join the conversation also via Skype if you're listening to us from outside of the country. Skype is Nigeria Info FM. Also, call us. We'd like to hear from you. These are the big stories for today. In case you're just joining us, it's Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Maryann Okon. One of the top stories here, palliative is necessary because people are hungry, says Nasarawa State Governor. Electricity situation, of course, manufacturers, labor, all tackling federal government over the 200+% tariff hike, and they're insisting on subsidy, even though the government has said subsidy is gone. And finally, on the Delta killings, Nigerian military is accusing Delta monarchs of complicity in murder of the 17 soldiers that were killed. And we're asking, will we ever get a true picture of what actually happened in Delta? Hello.
Hello, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling
Good afternoon, this market woman. How are you, fine girl?
Market woman, how are you? Work is good.
You see this data matter? The secret, one day God will reveal it. Why the journalists not go into that place? Why? What are they hiding in that place that they don't want people to know? But nothing is hidden, when God not know. Then again, this electricity. See, I dare annoyed about it. Then about the palliative. See, the question where I want to ask, what did make them remove that subsidy? Why? Why? Because that thing, everybody they enjoy it. This palliative is another slavery. This thing will not do anything. It's another way to transform money. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I'd like to hear from you. Let me go to WhatsApp quickly, read some messages, and then I'll come back to you. Is that all right? Okay. Someone says, good afternoon. On palliatives and subsidy removal, it's a cash cow for some government officials. On Okoma saga, all well-meaning Nigerians condemn the killings of the military. We also condemn the generalized punishment of the entire Okoma people, even when the military knows the killers. And why did the army involve themselves in these village affairs? Is it because of the crude oil in the community? Let the military go to the north and occupy communities where Boko Haram are killing farmers and community dwellers. Victor. This one says, responding to story number 1 and 2, placing Nigerians on palliatives indefinitely and removing one key subsidy after the other proves that this current government should have been sacked on the same May 29th as it assumed office. After almost 365 days, all it has achieved is subsidizing poverty, suffering, agony and woes. Collins in Ikorodu. This one says, this government is indeed anti-people. How can you subsidize pilgrimage while electricity, which is the engine of production, is left to hit the roof? Increasing electricity tariffs by almost 300% will finally electrocute human lives and businesses in this country. Olushogajai from Odonla in Ikorodu sent us that message. Keep those messages coming. For those of you who do not know or have the WhatsApp number, here it goes. It's 080-959-75805. That's 080-959-75805. Okay? Don't call us. Send us a message. Yeah, that's how it's done. Thank you. Someone here says, for God's sakes, the further increment of electricity tariff in this country again. Please, where is Nigeria Labour Congress in this evil, barbaric, wicked act? Nigerian rulers are heartless. Godwin from Lakwe. Okay. This one says, from Robert, I hate to hear the word palliative. To me, it's criminal. They decide to punish people and be sharing palliative nonsense, he says. This one says, good afternoon, Maryann. The government is blowing hot and cold as they're trying to curtail inflation and stabilize the economy. On the other hand, the same government of the day is encouraging electricity meter and interest rate hike. These are inimical policies meant to stall businesses, desensitivize, I beg your pardon, entrepreneurs. Chisco, thank you for your message. This one says, Tunde from Ekpe says, please, on Delta killings, after they destroyed people's town, why are they declaring some people wanted? What of those they killed? On the food palliative, they should give us security so that farmers can go back to the farms. So we don't need palliatives. Back to the phone lines. I'd like to hear from you. It's still the big three. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Robert.
Hi, Robert.
You have read part of my message, so let me go to the second one. This issue, let me continue for where the market woman stopped. We all sympathize with the military who were killed in Okwama, my state. But you cannot be a judge in your own case now. They call it Nemo the death seekers as one in law. You can never be a judge in your case. At least there must be a witness. If you say you want to prosecute, who is going to be the prosecutor? You are denying the state governor of a state to come into Okwama. Is it right? The military is not supposed to behave like that. Eh? We should partner with them. We want those who perpetrated this act to be fisher. But then, let the law take its course. You understand? Nigeria is not a lawless country. We have laws in this place now. Nobody is above the law. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Hello, welcome to Hard Fact.
Action lady.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. On energy, I hear some of us calling for labor. Like I always ask, labor, how many are there? Instead of Nigerians to stand, put their foot down. No, this thing is getting out of hand. Where is Chinedu Nebo and Bat in Nigeria? I asked you that day. Actually, I told you, my local government, you have the biggest gas plant. Go and see how they're flaring all these gas away. I traveled last December, about 4 communities. Another gas flowing station all over the place. So, because they don't want to spend money to convert those things to the gas they will use. Instead, they tell us, they've increased the price of gas. When I say Nigerians are taking side with APC government, nobody agree with me then. Buhari Nigeria, he left. Today we all are complaining, calling NEPA, calling Labour. Ajero was beating up at the other day. How many of us stand with Ajero? We all are in for it. Thank you, Action Lady.
All right, thank you very much. Mrs. Aboli is calling us from Ikorodu. Hello, Mrs. Aboli.
Hi, Maryann. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Maryann, do you realize that if this government stops giving handouts, all in the name of palliative, and just give a stable source of power, normal metering, stable source of power without this hike in tariff, do you know Nigeria will be a very good country? Like, seriously, why are you giving us handouts? Like, we are beggars. We are not beggars. Just fix these simple basic amenities, food, light, clothing, shelter, just little basic things. Stop giving people handouts. They are not begging you. How can I be begging my government to please provide for me? No! You are hiking electricity. Business are crumbling. Companies are shutting down. There's no light. And you are saying you want to hike it. Maryann, do you know this is another hike? Some people don't even know that they've even increased NEPA tariff within how many period they did not even know. People didn't know. Okay, the subsidy they removed from fuel, what did they do with it? You now want to remove subsidy from electricity again, tell us to pay 200 or 300% hike. Seriously? How? Who does that? So it's just obvious. Let this government just tell us that they came to frustrate the citizens that have been managing themselves. Renew hopelessness. That's what they want to put each and every one of us. So it's quite obvious. As then Okukwama's issue, no problem. The military, I know what happened to them is disdainful, is disheartening. But honestly, till now, we are still speculating what happened in Okukwama because they don't want us to know. Only you go there, destroy people. Only you go there, burn the community down. And now everybody is empathizing with the military. But who is empathizing with the victims and the citizens of that community? This has to stop.
Okay.
This is not a banana republic. This is Nigeria, for crying out loud.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Boli, for calling. Eze is calling us from Odogbolu. Hello, Eze.
Maryann.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is the one of Odogbolu.
All right, Eze, go ahead.
You see, Miriam, I not pity those soldiers who died there.
No, sir. No, no. Hey, hold on. Calm down. Wait. This is a radio station. No matter how you feel about it, you can't come on the radio and say you don't feel bad for somebody that was killed. No matter how you want to quote it. People died, whether they're soldiers or not. They're human beings. Don't do that. They have families.
I'm sorry for saying that. Let me conclude my statement. You see, the people I pity is the children and the wife they left behind. You see, one thing we should understand is this: this country is not safe for anybody, both soldier, both civilian, both anybody at all. The children are the one I'm pitying because the children and the wife of those men, they will be the one to bear the cost of living that you are suffering now. And we are telling me of palliative. Since they are talking of this palliative, I've never set my eyes on palliative for this area.
You're not a poor person. You're not you're an easy.
Do you think I'm a big man?
You're not a poor person. Are you poor? Are you poor?
I'm poor, yes.
All of a sudden you're poor. You're not an easy anymore.
Forget Eze is apart. Then palliative is apart. I need palliative for my kingdom because my people are hungry. So that is it now. The people are pitying the children that they leave behind now. If they send you in a mission that you know that this thing I cannot come back with it, you run away from the roadside here. Because nobody who wants to die for this country. This country have tired me and you. I get chance to leave my kingdom here. I will have fly to over go and stay there. I will not come out until the country is repaired. But since it cannot be repaired, let's remain on it and die on it. But I cannot die on the behalf of another person. Because they are dying on the behalf of the politicians who sit in the Abuja drinking the costless hot drink and the wine. Then the soldiers will be the one to go and die, leave their family behind.
All right.
You can see that they will not compensate those children. They will not remember their
Well,
life.
again, you see, that's the thing. You listen to Nigerian football, you don't listen wholeheartedly. On the day that these men were buried, Mr. President took it upon himself and said, you know what, I'm going to make sure I'll see to it that these people's families are taken care of. Yes, he said it. Till whatever point, whether till university or whenever, he did say it. But then, of course, it's because this story has become this big. Yes, because it's been this big. For some other people, they might not get this kind of compensation. Osage is calling us from Ikorodu. Hello, Osage. Osage, I'm so sorry. Can you call me back, please? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Well, my name is Peter Monse. I'm calling you from Mushin, now North Shomolu, my base.
Peter Monse. So, Gaga Yem Good.
Show me about again, Gaudu.
Okay.
Shomolu and saying, go don't get Shomolu, but I have my business center in Mushin.
All right, go ahead, please.
All right. Now, I want to ask this question. To me, it's a pertinent question. Tinubu, the president, is the commander-in-chief of armed forces. Now, I think as much as I know, the commander-in-chief can command the military to go and destroy. And he can command the military as well to withdraw from destroying. He can tell the military, don't go there, and they will not go there. Commander-in-chief can tell the military, why are you there? Withdraw immediately. Donald Trump will say immediately. So, in this case, can we know, I have been asking this question, can we actually hear from the people and know what actually the military came to do there? Because all this, we went for peacekeeping. They say, no, he didn't come for peacekeeping. Who do we believe? So I think, like some concerned Nigerians have been saying, both SAN, retired artists, concerned Nigerians like myself, we have been saying, withdraw your army from that place. My sister, when Osama bin Laden and his gang, they bombed the Twin Towers of World Trade Center, did the military go to the village of Osama bin Laden and close down the village and burn down the village? No. They went for Osama and his gang. In fact, one of them, his second in command, he was taken up in front of his house, and the people living there were safe. So why are our military behaving like as if they are still in the Stone Age, that they don't know how to look for criminals and those who are the culprits? Please, Tinubu should tell them to withdraw immediately and allow independent investigation.
All right.
And then allow the police and the governor to do their work.
All right.
That's not their work whatsoever.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for calling. Onyeka is calling us from Ikorodu. Hello, Onyeka.
Hello, good afternoon.
Onyeka is a babe. How are you? Onyeka, please call us back if that was network. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Rapper.
Yeah. You one?
Odemma.
Okay. I want to talk on electricity.
Go ahead.
See, I will continue hammering on this electricity until our government do something right. They know what to do. You give Nigerians light, constant power supply, 24 hours. I am not in this 18 hours or 12 hours. What stops us from having light 24 hours?
Maybe we should be asking our governors those questions now because, like I said, they've unbundled it.
We'll start asking our federal government.
No, ask your state governors. No.
Okay,
ask your governors.
We ask our governors, federal government, our governors, our legislators, our senators, and all of them. They're all involved in this National Assembly. Let them give Nigeria a constant power supply. Other countries have celebrated over many years of uninterrupted power supply. We are here now, and they want investors to come and they invest here in Nigeria. How can they come? The people that are manufacturers are leaving the country, majorly because of poor power supply. And they want other investors to come. And we are talking of how to boost economy. This is the major point where if we have power supply, constant uninterrupted power supply, the economy will boost. You don't know how far we will go in this country. Other countries are alleviating the effects of COVID-19. Lessening the burden of their citizens. And we are here imposing more burden on our citizens, more policies.
Okay.
It's unfair. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. I want to go back to social media. Don't forget, if you're just joining us, it's the Big Three, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Maryann Okon. The program is Hard Facts. We're looking at the three big stories for today. The electricity tariff hike. Manufacturers, labor are tackling federal government over this hike, and they're insisting to return to subsidy. Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State has said that palliatives are necessary for every single person because the people are hungry. As much as he does not necessarily support it, he thinks it's necessary. And so we're asking, for how long will we continue to go cap in hand to collect food, rice, beans, little palm oil, granite oil, Maggi, all these things? And how are we even supposed to live that way? And what should our governments be doing in the interim while they're trying to augment, with palliatives? Is there anything that's been fast-tracked to change the course of things in terms of our economy and the downturn that it's facing every single day? Or maybe should they be visiting their policies and the things that they put in place that continuously strangle us and strangle the life out of us? Maybe that should be what they should be looking at. But anyway, I'll let you be the judge. And of course, what's happening in Delta State that has lingered for weeks and weeks? We've seen a release of names of suspects. But then the army has come out now to say that monarchs in the Delta State region are mostly complicit in the murder of these 17 soldiers. But the question also is, will we ever know the true picture of what happened in Delta State on that fateful day? And who's truly behind this? And what even actually is the story that got that level of military presence? And I'm talking about the quality of men that were there. It was not just Korofo that they sent there. Do you understand? Will we ever get to know the true story? And maybe the people of Delta State need to start dragging Governor Sheriff. I think so. But join the conversation. Hello.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Mr. Sels calling from Redemption Camp.
All right, go ahead, please.
Right, I want to talk on the Okwama stuff of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you see, the steps being taken in that of the killings of the soldiers. Just like some people have said, their mission is still not yet defined. But aside that, the step being taken there, taken in that very village or community, not even allowing the governor of the state to step in there. If they adopt thousands of Nigerian soldiers have been killed in Borno, which my cousin is one of them. Thousands have been killed there. If what is being the steps, whatever the steps they adopt over there, if it's adopted in all Zamfara, Borno, Nende, Niger, cordon off everywhere, I think they would have gotten rid of the so-called Boko Haram, ISWAP, bandits and all that. Still kidnapping and something and allowing. I just hope this incident will not trigger the Niger Delta boys to come up again. That a lot is happening. If they have done this in the northern part of the country, that's with them. All this food security and everything wouldn't occur.
Well, I mean, you see what you and I are doing? We're all just speculating. We're wondering. We're thinking. We don't even know. And then, because on a normal day, I would not give room for speculations. But because we don't know the true picture of what actually transpired. So we're just saying all kinds of things, which really, I don't think it's necessary. I wish that the army or they would let people start talking. I mean, the people in the Delta tell us what, has happened. Or... I mean, because
right.
I'm sick of this speculations.
The military had to bring this thing up, just like someone said. The military cannot be the judge and everything. And besides, I'm not in support of my own person has been killed in Borno, a soldier, a lieutenant colonel. Now, this is happening. The military should make it open. Let us know the truth. If maybe there's a party whose person that deployed them want to have upper hand against
let's hope that would be the case. But I want to thank you for calling us. I need to move on to other people. On WhatsApp here, someone says the country is seeking to prosecute our military personnel's killers. Who's going to prosecute the person that ordered the military to go down to Okoma and render some children parentless? What happened in Okoma was another NSAS that waited to explode, but timely retaliation of indigenes. Who gave that order? If there was any peacekeeping to be done, was that not supposed to be a civil base handled by the police? May the souls of the departed in that concern rest in peace. Hillary. Too many questions, and that's my pain. Too many questions, too many speculations. Everything's just there. No one's answering our questions. It's one-sided the whole time, and we need to be able to tell the stories from the other people's perspective, but we can't. We're only going by everything the army's telling us. Maybe someone needs to grab Governor Sharif and ask him pertinent questions. And maybe those people need to start, the people that live in the city need to start asking questions for the people who live in those communities that are occupied right now. Because unfortunately, they don't have a voice. The people in the cities need to start asking the governor questions. Why are you tight-lipped about what's happening? Why are you not able to go into those communities and go with pressmen to start finding out exactly what has happened? And what is the situation of things? Are people safe? Are people protected? Or are they at the mercy of people who are very angry that their brothers and their gallant soldiers have been killed? Because we don't know what the true state is. Someone says, when we are all complaining about the increase in electricity tariff, forgetting the fact that the money that our legislators shared and are still sharing among themselves need to be paid back to augment for the shortfall in our budget this year. In other words, the elite are milking the masses whom they're supposed to be feeding. May God deliver this country called Nigeria. Samuel from Dokwemu. Thank you, Samuel. This one says, someone says, greetings to you, Peanut Pino. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Danby, you tried. It's a shame that our gallant soldiers are being killed by this so-called bandits and unknown government, and the government should not make the government should make sure, I'm sure you mean that the government should make sure the killers are found, because anyone killing soldiers are enemies of our nation. I'm sure you mean ask for the increment for electricity. This government is playing with us and they're just playing, so let them keep playing. Now, wow, playing. Because one day we will rise up and reclaim our country. I'm sure that's what you mean also. Wow, Dampy, thank you. Someone's asking, Mark, you can actually call. All you need to do is call us via Skype. If you do have Skype, Mark, for those who are calling from outside of the country, please call us via Skype. It's Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info FM. Okay, Mark? All right. Go ahead and call. I would like to hear from you. All right. This one says... okay. Robert here says Nigeria has been punished with bad leadership. Oh, wow. I don't know if we're going to... Well, again, it's your opinion. Jaja here says the military has brutalized and killed innocent people in Okwama, reportedly, allegedly. Do you expect me to be happy that the military has killed innocent people, even though they did it because they're searching for killers of their men? But that doesn't make killing innocent people right. And for the fact that the military has killed innocent people in Okwama, I'm not sorry about. Okay. Yeah, Jaja, now you're ranting. I'm sorry you feel that way. Uche from Songo says, it's disheartening to hear people talk down on our security men and women that sacrifice their lives for us to have peace. It's not nice. Uche, I tell you, support your perspective. This one says, only a quack analyst will compare electricity tariffs or any expenditure with those of other countries to justify adjustments without also matching the income levels in those various countries. That is the highest level of financial illiteracy. Tariffs or prices comparisons should reflect income levels. This is quite an elementary requirement. Where income levels cannot be improved at once, then subsidy becomes inevitable to avoid social and economic entropy. Doi, thank you. Nicely put. I've got 13 minutes on the clock. I'd like to hear from you. Join the conversation via Skype or Nigeria Info FM. For those of you who are listening to us outside of the country, or better still, you could join the conversation by calling 0201 465 7190. But if you're listening to us from outside the country, Skype is the best bet. This one says, if the military is going against the law in Okwama community in Delta State, we should blame the president because we're not in a military regime where the military can do how they wish. Basi from Lekki. Francis from Munshi here says, this present government has finally impoverished Nigerians. Now they're sharing palliatives and the people are falling and dying on top of themselves in the name of survival. The stage is almost set for 2027 elections when they will share money and food for our votes. God is definitely watching, he says. I'm going to go back to the phone line, 0201 465 7190. I will read your messages on Facebook in a bit. So if you're watching us Facebook Live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. Go ahead and post your comments. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Beautiful lady, how are you?
Hey, Chinenyanwa.
Maryann, English is very, very sweet in your mouth. If you just Ndungen, you and Peter Bonze.
I'm a well-rounded Nigerian. I can speak every language.
Put inside boss when you do show, you can open it. Please, what I want to contribute is this electricity tariff. These people, they don't want to kill us because in the streets where I'm living, for the past some days now, we have not seen light. And what we pay is outrageous. I don't even understand. Okay, now they have increased it again. I don't even know how many bills they want to bring this time around. You understand? It's very bad of them. I don't even like what they're doing in this government. Nobody will talk. Nobody, if you talk, you get into trouble. If you not talk, you are still in trouble. What do they want us to do?
Okay. Hello.
Hi, Maryann.
Hi, good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
This is Remy from
Hi,
Akoko.
Remy. Go ahead.
Let me ask this rhetorical question. Are we under military rule? The answer is no. So why is it so difficult for Tinubu to ask the military to leave Delta State? Does Tinubu have an interest in what is happening there or what really happened that they are trying to cover up? If the answer is no, if he's representing the people, he shouldn't have allowed.
He is representing the people. It's not a matter of if, is it?
It is, or I'm asked, because why, if a governor of a state was disallowed in his own state, what does that tell you, Maryann? You are a journalist. Up to now, you don't even have the information. You that should be informing us. If the governor cannot confirm the information there, how much more you journalists? Doesn't that sound kind of weird to you? How do you think the global village, the world will be seeing Nigeria? Up till now, we can't tell categorically what really happened. And the more they try to cover it, the more there will be speculation. I can't blame anybody for that, except the government. So why is he taking Tinubu, the commander-in-chief? Because the order he gave the military to carry on with what they're doing. So are we under military rule or under democracy? You have to pick one. They only want one narrative, which they've been pushing from day one. Our Ghana soldiers who are protecting us were killed. Our Ghana soldiers who are protecting us were killed. How about civilians who got killed? Because the governor alluded to that fact too, that houses were burnt, people were killed. The governor admitted that. So why are they trying to clean up traces of that so that when they are done, they will now leave that place? Then when you guys now go, the journalists, there won't be any evidence to counter the people, the military's narrative. Is that what they want? They did it with NSAS at Lekki here, cleaning up every evidence, telling you where are the bodies. They told us there was no shooting, but we also saw a live stream video. They told you and I that it was false. They told us it was fake, telling us what we saw wasn't what we saw. So whatever, I choose not to believe their narrative. God rest the soul of those who died. But I refuse to believe the narrative of the military. There is more to that story. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I want to read more messages. Someone here says, if there was electricity and CCTV, we could have seen the killers of these soldiers, but there is no security at all in the country. And this is a bridge of security men being killed like chicken every day, and innocent citizens of this country. Many companies in Ogba and Ikeja are dismissing workers because of this regime and government and government. This government, family and their children are not in the country. That's why they are ruling us this way. They finished our country, says Daniel. This one says, when the government wants to take from Nigerians, it's with immediate effect. When they want to give to Nigerians, they set up committees. Labour has been asking for a review of minimum wage. They set up a committee to look into it like forever. But it's easy for them to wake up one morning and announce subsidy is gone. God will judge us, Collins says. All right, this one says, are you telling me that another subsidy is taking place in Nigeria? Where are trouble? I'm sure you mean we're in trouble in this APC hand. The military is telling us the military is telling us the truth of what happened in Delta State. They'll soon. Okay, I don't understand your message. You says we're waiting for season 2 of Delta military issue. White from IBA. This one says is one thing about army killing is crude oil matter. Even as we speak, they are doing their business. Let them come out with the truth. It's not going to be peaceful settlement. It's oil matter. I beg, who gets oil and who is siphoning it? Fowl lays egg and does not have one chicken. Let the truth be told. Okay. Right. Thank you very much for your message, even though you didn't put your name. Someone said, truth be told, the military is hoarding information about what happened in Okukwama because they have the president's backing to carry out investigations as they deem fit or carry out justice. Our president gave them an open check, so they're openly cruising on it. Mr. Boli, thank you for your message. I have 6 more minutes on the clock. Let me go to Facebook Live. On Facebook Live, I've got some messages, so let me quickly read those ones and then we'll come back and wrap things up here. Adedayo Samson Adewumi says, NLC and TUC are toothless bulldogs. They only bark and cannot bite. People will not take them serious as regards the increase in electricity tariff. Okay, Adedayo. God's Power here says, Nigerians can now see that this government is deceiving us. If Mr. President says he knows the pain and hardship we're facing, then why all this increase in everything, thereby causing more hardship and pains? This is bad. God's Power, thank you. Ebilade says, a government that likes putting the cart before the horse in anything they do they do deserve no condemnation. With no functional refinery in the country, they went ahead and removed subsidy on petrol, We don't have stable electricity. We must pay for more electricity. Why must it be like that? Even in a country where the collapse of the national grid is a regular occurrence. As for the army and their invasion of Okwama, they should tread with caution in their activities in the Niger Delta. A man should not light his cigarettes in a filling station, he says. Thank you very much for your message. Daya Dada here says, Daya, I always beg you to send short messages, but you don't. I'm going to read and stop where I can. As you can see, everybody else has short messages. Anyway, this one says, I want to ask a question. Are we in a democracy of feudalism? Since what has Nigerians benefited from this government? Inflation, corruption, sorrow, tears, and blood. The increased fuel, schools, electricity tariff, house rent increase, no food, no security. Due to insecurity, they will tell you they are tighten your belt. I'm sure that's what you mean. While they live large, like prodigal children, they have turned the people to beggars and Almajiri in the midst of plenty. They have turned a secured country to a gangster's paradise. Okay, I've got 3 more minutes. Let me come back to X, not Twitter. Let me see if I can read some of your tweets that are coming in here on the big 3. Please don't forget, when you send us a tweet, make sure that you use the hashtag hard facts. Somebody's saying our radio app is not working. Try listening via our website, Abraham Victor Yakilome. Just go to www.nigeriainfo.fm. I'm sure that you can actually read from us. All right. Let me go back to the phone lines. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts. Hello. I'm so sorry about that. Do call me back. 0201-465-7190. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Guys, my name from Satellite Town.
Go ahead.
You see, on this increment in electricity tariff, I think this is one too many. And it's not something like my good friend, Mr. Chris, called in to say. Not something for us to be waiting for labor alone. The question I'm asking the government is, why is it that when there's a problem with any subsidy scheme or arrangement, rather than fixing the problem, they rather want to punish the larger majority of the people by removing that subsidy? This was akin to what they did in the petroleum sector that they've come to do in the electricity sector, regardless of the fact that they've been subsidizing darkness. Because rather than fixing the problem there, which is lack of metering, people are not properly metered. There are people who are sabotaging the whole arrangement. Rather than fishing out those people and dealing with them in accordance with the law, you are removing it. This is going to have a spiral effect now on the economy. So it's not something for Nigerians to just sit back and wait for labor alone. There are no heroes. Labor alone cannot fix the rot in this country. We have civil societies, we have other professional bodies. We're all affected by this, whether you're in Band A, whether it's going to be only for Band A, whatever. Everyone is going to be affected at the end of the day. And on the issue of the invasion of the military, Okwama, they have to tread with caution. Because it is so funny that in a democratic dispensation, the governor does not have details of what is going on there. You, the media, does not have any details as to what is going on there, only the narrative of the military. We're not in the military dispensation. They should be very careful they don't trigger the already volatile situation in the Niger Delta.
All right.
An independent civil authority should be allowed to go in there and investigate and reveal to Nigeria the truth of what is going on there.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for calling, Emeka. I've got less than a minute. Let me see if I can just read messages through it because of time. Yvonne is standing by with the news at the top of the hour. Someone says, please tell the government to bring the man from Abia State to now take over NEPA, please. There's no NEPA, by the way. NEPA don't die. Now you have Power Holding Company. And now there are many companies, by the way. You have Discos and Gencos, the generating companies and the distributing companies. So it's a whole pool of people. So it's not NEPA again. Never expect power always. You don't have that anymore. Well, Yvonne is here with the news at the top of the hour. On the other side of the clock, we're going to be talking about Africa's wealth and how Africa is not necessarily enjoying its wealth, but the West is indeed enjoying it. Why is that? That we have cocoa, we have gold, we have all of these things are taken out of our country, refined and then brought back to us and sold to us at very high prices. Why can't we start doing the refining ourselves and grow our economies? We'll talk about it after this break.
Uplifting the nation. Information through information.
Is it appropriate for a policeman to be searching through somebody's phone?
No, it is wrong.
The problem that the lecturers have against IPPIS is very simple. Our lecturers, they are not teaching in University of Lagos alone. They are teaching in other universities, private, public, state, all kind of universities. Now, this IPPIS will cut off this madness. So that is what they are against. No, they feel like the federal government is a corrupt government. So let them be chopping their own at the federal level, while the university will be chopping their own at the university level, academic level. And it can't continue like that.
Your reliable station for more information around Nigeria. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
And now the business news.
99.3 Nigeria Info. This is the business news. The time is 4 o'clock. As the third mainland bridge opens today. Hold on a second, Lagos. Fantastic. The arraignment of tech firm Binance Holdings Limited and one of its executives, Tigray Gambarian, at the Federal High Court in Abuja did not go on as planned today. And that's because the Federal Inland Revenue Service did not serve the charges to Gambarian as appointed.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it